Alright, welcome back everybody. We are going to be doing the Fusion 2.5 Nano Wars side-scrolling game tutorial part 2. We have left off right here, where if we were to go to our game, we press F7, the game pops up. You'll notice that we are at the point where we can shoot things and use the enter button, and that's where we're at. So next up, what we gotta do is we'll finish this game, right? Things have to collide, put more objects in here and get this thing to go with us. So let's go ahead and do it. And don't forget that everything that I talk about will be put in the description below in terms of directions for this game. The next thing what we have to do is get the aliens to shoot some spores. These things, I want my aliens to shoot spores. They only live for a couple seconds, and then they also actively look for the player's ship. Right, so what we need to do is go to the event editor and pick some, put an event in here where we are going to make sure that sometime, every so often, we're going to generate things, and then we're going to make sure that these spores will die. So what we have to do is go here and oh my goodness, I just did this. It's the same thing as this one. I'm already forgetting how to do every 20 seconds. Oh, it's here. It's the time. In this case, it's actually not going to be 20 seconds. It's actually going to be like 20th of a second, every 20th of a second. So we're going to put in 0 here and 20 for that one. Now we're rocking. Now we're going to want to insert some events underneath this, right? So what we're going to want to do is compare a global value in this case. So we're going to compare two general values, and we're going to type in, use a random number up to 100, and if that is greater than 90, then it'll do it. We're also going to insert another condition. It's going to pick 1, and so insert. All right, we're going to do this. It'll pick or count. It'll pick surgeon at random, right? It'll pick a random surgeon. And then we're going to create some conditions in here. We're going to create an object, and that object that we are going to do is a spore, and it will be relative to the surgeon, because this is what is going to be shooting out the spore, and we're going to make it come out just a little bit behind it. It doesn't matter, honestly. If you kept it 0, 0, that is fine. And then we're going to click on this thing, and we're going to set an alternate variable A to 100, and this is going to help us with the life cycle of this thing. So right now we have this bad boy going on. Next up, what we're going to do is we're going to want to create another event that detects when the alternate variable of the spore reaches zero, and then we're going to want to destroy the spore. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is go to here, click on this, and click on that alternate variable and compare it to something. So when it equals 0, of course, that's what we when its life is 0, right? That's what we want. We want to destroy the spore. So that way now the spore has a life cycle. Now, what we have to do is create another condition where the spore directs itself towards the player's ship, right? So it creates the spore. Now let's actually make it shoot towards the ship, which is kind of important, right? Like, why create it if it's not going towards the ship? Or just create it randomly, make it go all sorts of places, and then you just have to go around it. I mean, that'd be cool too, right? But I want it to go towards the ship, make it a little bit harder. So we're going to click a new condition, make sure that this is always what's going to happen. We're going to get this thing to look at, I believe it's direction. Look in the direction of, and we're going to say, look in the direction of, yeah, and look in the direction of the fighter itself. Right, look in the direction of the fighter. So it should look, yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Look for the direction of, and then we're gonna continuously be subtracting 1 from the variable a. So where is my subtract button again? Subtract from. We're going to subtract 1 from alternate variable a. So it looks like that. Now it's constantly being, you know, dwindled down in terms of its life cycle. So this is what we look like right now. We've got every so often we create one of these. Should this occur, we're going to make sure that it shoots out spores, and that's basically where we're at. Now, let's finish up our variables where we actually create a collision between. So we have a collision between another object, and now it's going to be the laser beams. The laser beams. And if they collide, well then let's first destroy the laser beam, and then let's destroy the spore, and then let's add a score, baby. I don't care what you guys choose for your score. Let's just do 100. And let's look at our event editor. Let's click that F7 button. Let's see if spores are being randomly generated. Yep, there we go. And so far so good. And I shot it, and it the score goes to 100. Where's my next spore at? Where were you at? Wait, and we're look good. I like it. I like it. Cool. So that is it for the spores. Now let's go ahead and let's create the mutants. We've already got them in here. Here's our alien and our mutant alien. So what I want to happen is I want an alien to come out at a random position underneath here. Any random position. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create one and change its location. Then what we're going to do is create a condition where if it reaches the top, I want it to mutate. Yes, we're going to mutate it. We're going to destroy it and mutate it. And don't forget what we did in the beginning, right? When we made the alien, we gave it movement properties. We said it moves at a speed of 5, and the mutant alien moves at a speed of 15. You can even change this to like 25 if you want to really make it crazy. Because when it mutates, I want it to go faster. And that's basically what we're going to do. We're going to have it mutate. We're going to have it so that make sure that the mutant alien always looks towards the fighter, and that there's a destruction if we were to shoot both the mutant alien and the regular alien. So it's really not that much, to be honest. So let's go back to here. Let's do just every 1 second. Why not just keep it easy at this point? We're going to insert a condition, compare two general values. We're going to do random is greater than 90. Just insert a random condition, right, for things to pop up. And then what we are going to want to do is go to create a new object, and we are going to want to create an alien. And we are going to want to create it at roughly 293, 453 on layer 1. Just go with the flow on there, right? Like, you can play with those coordinates if you want and see where exactly, what exactly that changes. That'd be a good like follow-up question as like a teacher if you were like, hey, what happens if I change these numbers? And then I'm going to set its position. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to set its x coordinates to a random coordinate along the entire 1920 width of this thing. And so now we have created that object. It gets randomly created. Yes. Now let's create a condition where the alien, its position leaves the top area. So we're going to test the position, I believe, on this one. So position, test position, just the top area. Yep. And if it does leave, we're going to create an object. To create a mutant alien relative to the alien itself. Now you could create it a little bit behind it if you want, or a little bit in front of it. It doesn't matter. You can keep those 0, 0. It doesn't really matter because as soon as it leaves, it's also going to destroy itself. So you're going to create a mutant alien and destroy the original alien. and it should look like this right here. We can actually press F7. We can go to our game. Let's see, where's my? Hasn't been made yet. Where are you? Haven't seen one been made. There it is. Let's see what happens. It should go all the way up to the top. And then pop. And then the other one goes off. Cool. So now you saw that this thing just went flying off the top. What we want to do is make sure that we create a new condition here. Always. And I mean, let's just go back to here, make it easier for everybody. That the mutant alien looks in the direction of the fighter. To the back of the fighter. Let's just do 0, 0. Let's just keep it easy on this one. It looks towards the fighter. So now when this thing gets created, it looks towards it. Let's go ahead and let's create our conditions where we have a collision between this and another object. Let's do the mutant alien first. I don't care. If it hits, what do we want to happen? Well, of course we want to destroy it. Our laser has to be destroyed as well. And let's add a score. And I don't know about you, but if I kill the mutant alien, it should probably be worth more than the other one. Let's do the exact same thing. Collision between our laser and another one. In this case, we're going to destroy this bad boy. We're going to destroy this bad boy. And then we're going to add a score. I don't know. Do anything you want. 500, 200 points. I'm just going to do 500. And that's basically... we're almost done at this point with this game. Oh. 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 Oh no. 25 is a really fast speed. Oh my god, it's really fast. I mean, those things came out of nowhere. Maybe we should change it back to like 20 or 15. Oh no. Oh no. There's an alien. I saw another one. This way. I wonder if I destroyed it. Do your thing. Oh no, it's coming after me. Cool. Alright, some more collisions. Let's see what we got. Oh, set score. I knew something was wrong. We're going to add to score. Add to score. 1,000. We actually gotta get rid of that. Not set. Same thing with this one. Yeah, we gotta delete that. Or add to score 500. I was wondering why I saw 1,000 in my score after that. So let me just change add. Yep, make sure those are all add. By the way, all right, time for some more collisions. All right, these are easy, right? When the spore collides with the ship, what do we think we should happen when that occurs? Well, we should probably subtract 1 from the number of our lives, and then we should probably restart the current frame. Let's do another one. Let's do a collision between the surgeon and the ship. We should, have you guessed, subtract 1 from the number of lives. Right? And then we restart the current frame. We should, and you guess, mutant, collision, another object, boom. This is where, oh god, nope, not from the score. You could actually do that where you subtract from the score as well. So if you collide, you actually lose a score. And that would be cool. And then last one, mutant collides with the fighter. We're going to do the same thing. Go to the number of lives, subtract from number of lives 1, and then restart the current frame. So you should look like this, right? It should all be the same. Subtract 1, subtract 1, subtract 1, restart, 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 collision between. Cool, and that's step 3. Now let's actually work on the little fighter up here. I want to make sure that this radar zone shows you where in the level you are, so that way you have kind of like a grasp of where in the level you are. So I have a piece of code that you should copy. You'll see it in the instructions. I'll also leave it up for a second in the code editor. So what we're going to do is new condition. This always needs to occur. And we are going to go to the fighter. Not that one. That's our fighter. That's our interface fighter. We want to go to the interface fighter. We want to set its X position to this equation. X of the interface plus X of the fighter. So what you could do as well, I believe if you were to delete this, you could go to your interface fighter. Where's it at? Interface. Right here. Position. And you do the X coordinate. And it says X interface fighter. Right? And, or I'm sorry, X interface. We want the interface. We want the X position of the interface. Plus the X position of the fighter. So if you didn't have that, you're like, oh man, my equation's not working. Well, because you have to go to your fighter, set it to the position of the fighter, and now it'll work. So it relates the interface's position to the fighter's position. There's a little bit of formulas here, and we are good to go. So now if I press F7, you'll see that the interface above actually follows where my fighter is. And you could do the same exact thing. This would be what I would do, kind of like extra credit. Or like part 2 guys, figure out how to change its Y position to match it. It's honestly, they're very similar. You just gotta like change Y, right? To it. Just constantly shoot around you. That's the strategy of this game. That way you can earn points. Anyways, now that works. Let's detect the end of the game now. When the number of lives reaches the 0, right? We should end the game. In our case, what we're going to do is we're going to actually want to go to the next frame, which we haven't created yet, but we will want to put a high score in there as well, but we still want to detect the end of the game, so let's do this. When the number of lives reaches 0, we are going to want to jump to the next frame. And now we haven't created the next frame yet, but let's do that. Let's create our next frame, and let's make a high scores frame. What we're going to want to do is click on the storyboard icon up here, click on the more button. And then what we're going to, over here, you should see that it pops up. We have a new frame editor. And now what we're going to want to do is go to our Nano War library. And you will see, what's it called? What's it called? It's called High Scores, I believe. Where's my, there it is. Here, aha, I knew it was in here. Make sure snap to grid is on, because if it's not, you're not going to be able to like line it up easily enough. But if you snap it, good to go. Cool. Now, what we're going to want to do is right-click somewhere in here, insert object, and you're going to see a high score right in there. Or you could type in up here. High score, baby. Let's do that. Put it in there. Nice. I'm actually going to edit this thing so that it kind of fills up the whole screen. Just make it look better. And I don't like the font as well. I kind of really hate the font. So if we go to, where is it at? Over here somewhere. Here it is, font. I don't remember what I changed it to, but what you guys can do is choose really anything you want. There's one that looks like gaming symbols. Small fonts looks good. That's cool. I like that old 8-bit look. This is where you can have fun with it. Choose your own style, honestly. We're going to do regular. And then also, I'm going to change my color to white. That way I can see it. Let's change the size of it. Let's change it to like 15. See what 15 looks like. Nice. Perfect. Cool. What we could also do is, I think we can change the number of scores. We could do like 15 scores if we want. Put more scores in there. I mean, have some fun, right? let's go to our event editor. Let's create a new condition where upon pressing a button, and in this case, we're going to do, I would like to actually replace that with on pressing a key, and I'm going to do the space bar. You can do any button, but whatever. We're going to go here and restart the application. Cool. So now we have something that looks like this, frame 1 and frame 2. And what we're going to want to do is create a title frame. So we're going to go back to the storyboard editor, which we are in now. We're going to create a new level, number 3. And then, well, as you see here, and then we're going to click on it and let's see, we click on the white area, I believe, and we drag it to the new level over 1. Now we've inserted a new position there. Click the new number 1 over here. You can actually rename that if you wanted to. We name that title screen. Right, and we're going to put our title screen in here. And then what we're going to want to do is go to our event editor, and can you guess, well, how do we go from the title screen to that? And now here's the key. If you press F7 at this point, you press the space bar, it doesn't play. You actually have to press a different button in order to get this thing to run. So now if I press a space bar, boom, 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 I'm on there. Let's press again. If I have to press the F8 button, and that allows you to run the application. And now let's create some high scores. Oh my god, these are insanely fast. Oh my god. Let's go, baby. So where you at? Where you at? And I have 4100. I actually didn't enter my name. But there you go. And the game is actually complete. The game is over. So we have that event editor. We go to here. We can actually rename this now if we wanted to. We have the main game. And then we have renamed the high scores. And then if we double click that, we should be able to see it. Title screen, main game, high scores, and it is beautiful. And that's the end. Hopefully you guys enjoyed building this game. You could take it. You could add things like health bars to the top. I think I'm going to explore that a little bit more in the future. Create like a big boss where if you shoot it, it takes off some health, and then it displays a health bar. Kind of create like a, like a Super Mario type game here. But other than that, thank you for watching. Take care.